Hi friends and welcome to the second edition of Style in My Closet. Today we're doing trends, specifically Y2K. First off, I'd like to make it known I believe that trend forecasting and fast fashion have killed the 20-year trend cycle as we know it, completely obliterated that shit. Because trends no longer have the lasting impact or the cultural relevancy that they had 5 or 10 years ago. Because theoretically today, any style of clothing is available to anyone in the world at any given time. Theoretically. And when that is the option, people are going to gravitate towards that. People are going to gravitate towards exploring their personal style rather than adhering to trends which seemingly change every 2 weeks. And with the right viral video, someone's personal style is about to become the next trend for the next 2 3 weeks, right? And I think Y2K has been such an enduring trend because it's been a trend for the last 3 or 4 years now, because it is a very loose classification of trends and styles, which cater to various different people because it has taken style inspiration from various different style eras, right? So this is also why I've decided to do this in sort of two groups just to make it easier and more accessible to digest. Because the first is very accessible Y2K styles, things that have already trended in the sort of 22, 23 iteration of Y2K fashion. These are your micro minis. These are your cargo, your baby tees, denim on denim, which I think did have sort of a moment last year, but is about to really have a moment. And then, of course, the mother of all Y2K styles, low rise. Then I've done what I would call sort of earthy black hippie aesthetic, which is something I've been seeing forever because black women and women of color have chosen to stick with this style because that is their personal style, irrespective of whether or not that is trendy. But I think it's about to have its a real moment because you currently see maxi skirts trending, micro pleats, as well as puffy sleeves, which all take inspiration from sort of 70s era Y2K styles, which of course was influenced by the 50s. And that means that you're seeing much more feminine styles when it comes to Y2K fashion in 2023. I also put vests in this category and just stick with me here because vests as we see them right now is something much more reminiscent of corsets rather than the menswear vest which we were seeing in sort of the late 2000s, early 2010s. Of course, you are seeing this because of the sort of Matilda Church Scandi inspired style that is also trending right now. But right now, you're seeing a cross between that menswear style vest and a corset with the lace up detailing, but the shape of a menswear vest. And I think that's something we're really about to see explode. So, okay, first outfit. Okay, so here's the vest that I was trying to describe. And there is the sort of corset esque lace up detailing, but the shape is very much a menswear vest. And the shirt is from Mr. Price from like August last year at some point. We were all wearing that shirt. And then the cargo skirt is from Cotton On. And this is the outfit that I was trying to recreate. Um, I went with a little bit of a different shirt just because, like I said, we're doing trends. I had a shirt that I felt was going to be a real trend. Two birds with one stone. But here is the sort of menswear inspired vest that I think is very popular because that, minimalistic style that is also very popular right now. But I think these aren't really going to be as popular as this sort of style simply because we are moving from a corset to a vest. And I think this in between style is something that's going to really take off in like the next few months. I'm calling it, I got this from a magazine who was also calling it. So, they are my fashion predictions. I would style it with either this white bag that is also from Mr. Price that I really love because it has that sort of Y2K essence, or this like tan bag from Aldo. I think I'm leaning towards the white bag just because if we're doing Y2K, let's do Y2K. Right, okay, now onto the baby tee. I don't have a baby tee, I don't know where to find one. So what I've gone and done is I've taken one of my sister's t-shirts that she leaves behind here and I've just like rolled up the back like we used to do and then tucked it into the shirt. Made it into a baby tee. And then because the sleeves were like a little bit long, I just tucked them in as well. And there you go. You have a baby tee now. There is no need to go and buy in the children's section. Also because that thing was like trending on TikTok for a solid week and then never heard about it ever again. Not to say no one's wearing it, but just unless it's really your thing. But yeah, it also works with that cargo skirt, with jeans. It really is just a very casual take on Y2K and it's very accessible because look, I did it with a t-shirt. Right, now, here we go with the first of the outfits that I would say is sort of black hippie boho inspired. this like ruffled puffy sleeve shirt from Fushimi, yeah, and it has like the sort of essence of a cottagecore shirt, but it is very Y2K in its shape. And then there's like a cargo maxi skirt that is from Cotton On that I love. I have been wearing it every occasion. And this is sort of the inspo pick that I've been, looking at for this particular category. This is definitely a much more feminine take on this style as opposed to what I just showed. But I felt like, how can we combine a couple of trends here? And so I went with the cargo maxi skirt, which I have been seeing everywhere, and which, while I know is 100% a micro trend and it's gonna fade within like the next month or so, I love it. So yes, this actually turned out to be a really cute outfit. I might do it with heels or like a really boxy like boot or something. I'd probably do it with that bag just because I want it out of the way, not really drawing attention. Or that one if you were doing like a brownish heel of the same color. I also have this orange bag, but I'm not super sold on the orange bag just because I feel like it's in the way of the whole style. It's just too boxy, it's too big, it's too short also. Okay, and then I wanted to show you guys some like longer like cut off denim shorts because I think that also sort of fit into this category and it's definitely very white again. It's definitely been a trend, but might not fit me anymore. So yeah. And then okay, so here is the outfit that I had in mind that really started this whole video off. This is just a scarf that I tied around and then tied into like a little neck piece. And then this skirt, this is the skirt with the micro pleats. Do you see that? Like very, very tiny pleating. And this is the sort of outfit inspo that I had in mind. I've had this picture saved in my Pinterest from like September last year. And it's just, it is something so feminine, so very chic, but it also feels very accessible. It's very casual. And I would definitely style this with my like everyday green bag. And this is the other thing, I have been seeing this style. This is something that my friends would wear to class, something I've seen on campus. It's just a slightly different take on it, which is, I guess, what I'm really going for. But yeah, this has definitely been, this is my favorite outfit of the entire video. I'm in love. This outfit is going somewhere. Okay, and now this one you're gonna have to just stick with me. Okay, you're just gonna have to. Okay, so remember how we talked about denim on denim, but we also talked about vests, and this is something that I did last year for Fashion Week. I wore this skirt as a top. And I thought to myself, well, I don't have denim in the same color as these jeans, and these jeans I really wanted to use because, as you'll see in a second, they're like flare-leg jeans, which just makes sense for a Y2K trends video. So I was like, well, why don't I just take that same skirt and turn it into a vest, right? A sort of play on the like vest trend and the denim on denim, which you see here was all the rage in the early 2000s, as we well know. Okay, and you can do this with a regular denim vest, you can do this with just a denim jacket, but I really like this because it's a bit of an elevated take on just a denim vest and some jeans with the white shirt underneath. It makes it feel just a little bit more put together, a little bit more high fashion, if you will. And then this cap on Missy Elliott, right? I need you again, just stick with me, like hear me out, okay? Because like I said, I don't have denim tops or like jackets or anything, so I had to go with a black blazer. I went with a silky black blazer, and then, right, because that hat is so iconic, it is, you can't tell me otherwise. The hat just, it had to make an appearance. Now, again, I don't have one in the right color. I would love to have had a denim one because I feel like that would just like complete the look. But like, are you seeing the vision? Are you seeing with that white bag? That like she is in an R&B music video, and that's all I've ever wanted in my life, to be in a 90s, early 2000s R&B music video. I don't know where she's going, but she's going somewhere. Again, the outfit is so cool. I need to wear her somewhere. She needs to be shown to the world. Okay, this is definitely a slightly more experimental outfit for me. For me, okay, it's not out of this world. It's not insane, but ever since I wore that skirt as a shirt to Fashion Week, I was like, I have to do it again. Okay, so I hope you understood where I was getting with this, and I hope you enjoyed. I promise I really tried to make this a super aesthetic video, but Then I realized it was 12 past 6 on Sunday morning and I was gonna post this on Sunday. So you are getting feral red once again. My apologies. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.